So, get started in chapter 5, section 6. Once again, you're going to have to be able to use third root, square root, fourth root buttons on our calculator today. First problem says find the 3 geometric means between 10 and 160. So we are going to start out with 10. I'm going to put a comma, and then I have 3 geometric means. This number is going to change throughout our homework. Could be 4, could be 2. So I'm going to leave 3 blanks. And then my 5th number is the 160. All right. And to do this, I want to determine how many R values it's going to take for me to get there. So if I multiply by R, I'll get the second term. If I multiply by R again, I'll get my third term. Multiply by R one more time, that'll give me that term. And then multiply by R a total of 4 times, and I'll get from 10 to 160. Now to calculate what that R value is, R times R times R times R is equal to R to the 4th this time. So if we have 3 geometric means, that means we're going to have 4 R values. All right? And like yesterday, we're going to pick a term and divide by the one before it. But this time, we're going to divide by way before it. So it's going to be 160 divided by that 10. All right. Before we finish this up, any questions so far? Logan, you had a question?
No, I had an answer, sorry.
Well, I can barely hear you. Say it one more time. My volume was down. Logan.
No, I had an answer, sorry.
Okay. Good deal. So once again, we have 3 geometric means that are missing. It's going to take us 4 R values to get there. Multiplying by R 4 times to get to this 5th term. All right, this would be like T1 in our problem. This would be T5. All right, so now I'm going to take that 160 and divide it by 10. I'm going to get 16. All right, R to the 4th. All right, now in order to solve an equation, I want to do the opposite of taking something to the 4th power. I'm going to take its 4th root. So when I do that, these will cancel. I'll get R equals whatever the 4th root of 16 is. If I use my handy TI-84 here, I have to actually hit my math button. I have to hit 4 for 4th root. Then I'm going to hit my math button. And I'm going to go down to the 5th one here where it has that symbol, x square root. I'm going to hit that, and then I'm going to type in 16. I'm going to hit enter. I get 2. All right. If I go to my iPhone here, I use my calculator on that one. All right, I'm going to turn it sideways. All right. It's the, actually on my iPhone, it's the Y to the X button, or Y to the root of X. So on that one, I'm going to hit 4. And I'm going to hit that Y to the X button of 16. Nope, that ain't the right way to order. I love how they all change. So we're going to start out on this one on my iPhone. I'm going to go 16 first. I'm going to hit that Y to the X root button, and I'm going to type in a 4. I hit enter, I get 2. So anyone have any calculator issues? Unable to get 2 as their answer?
I don't even know what we're doing.
That's not good, Mary. Where'd we lose you?
Like, I came in, your video wasn't working. Like, your video wasn't working, so I didn't even see you solve the problem.
Gotcha. Well, we'll do another one just like that because I don't want to start this one completely over. So we're going to do one more just like it and hopefully catch on then. If not, the video has been recording. All right. So I have an R value of 2. So once I have this, all I have to do is multiply by 2 to fill in my blanks. 10 times 2 is 20. And I'm going to take that times 2. 20 times 2 is 40. 40 times 2 is 80. Now to check my work, I want to make sure that I get my fifth term here. 80 times 2 is 160. All right. Any other calculator issues? Any calculator issues before we move on?
It's the button with the X and then the other symbol, right?
Yeah, it depends on your calculator. Like the TI board uses this button. My iPhone uses this button.
Okay.
On my iPhone, I type in the 16 first, and then I hit the button, and then I type in 4. But on my TI-84, I hit 4 for fourth root. Then I hit this button, and then I type in the 16.
All right. Thank you.
Yep, it's just kind of a pain depending on which kind of calculator you're using. All right. We're going to do one more just like this. This time, though, I'm going to change the number of geometric means, and we're going to start with 2 different numbers. Okay. This time, we're going to find 4 geometric means. Find the 4 geometric means. Between 13 and 3,159. I'd like you guys to see if you can do this one. Same method, just different geometric means. So you're going to have, instead of 3 blanks, you're going to have 4 blanks. It's going to change the number of R values. All right, and you're going to put a different root value in. All right, see if you can do this now. I know Mary probably won't get it since she wasn't in video early on, but we'll walk our way through this one. I just want to give you guys a chance to try it on your own. All right. Anybody need any more time to finish this one up?
Me.
All right. So unlike the last one, we're going to change the number of blanks here between our numbers. This time I have 13 with 4 blanks. 4 missing numbers. Last number is 3,159. Okay. How many R values is it going to take me to get from 13 to 3,159 if I have 4 missing numbers?
5.
5. Yep. 5 R values. We multiply by R, we times by R, we times by R, times by R, a total of 5 times. So we're going to have R to the 5th power. All right. Now, once again, take the last term and divide it by the first term. 3,159 divided by 13. Okay, we'll do our PEMDAS first. It's going to say divide. So we'll take 3,159 divided by 13. I have 243. Anybody not sure how we got here to this point? All right. So once again, now it's calculator time. This is where we gotta use that calculator depending on which one we use. How do we get rid of fifth power? We take the fifth root. So we ask ourselves, what number times itself 5 times will give us 243? Some of you may have that memorized in your head, but most likely not. So on my TI-84, this calculator here, I'm going to type 5 for fifth root. Then I'm going to go to I'm going to go 5. I'm going to hit my math button. Go down to the button that has X square root or X root button. And then I'm going to type in 243 and hit enter. If I'm on my iPhone or iPad, I'm going to type in 243 first. I'm going to hit the button that has a Y with an X. And then I'm going to type in fifth root. Everybody got a number? Jesse, you got a number for me? Jesse T?
3.
3. Yep. R will be equal to 3. And once you get this number, the problem gets super duper easy. So now all I have to do is take 3 times 13, 39. And take 39 times 3. Should get 117. 117 times 3 is 351. 351 times 3, 1,053. And then verify your answer works by multiplying by 3 one more time and make sure you get that answer there. Mary, did that help at all?
Yeah, it helped.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. All right. Now the next problems are similar but different. They're going to be similar in the fact that we're trying to find missing terms, but then once we find out that missing term, we also have to go backwards and forwards and write out a formula. But it's nice because we don't have any of these big fifth roots. We do things a little bit nicer. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. All right. The packet's going to use some different letters than I like to use. And I'm not sure why they're doing it. They're switching partway in the middle of a problem. Yesterday I gave you a formula, T of n equals T1 times R to the n minus 1. You can use the same formula, but instead of using T's, they use A's. And like I said, for some reason, this packet, they use both. They mean the same thing. Okay, so Tn is the same as A of n. T1 is the same as A1. And if you look at the bottom 3 problems in our homework today, they use A's in the top half and they use T's in the bottom half. Not sure why. All right, so first example today. Example 2A, here we go. Given T4 equals 512 and T6 equals 8,192. Here's what you need to find. You need to find your common ratio. You need to find your first term, T1. Your explicit formula. That's this thing up here. And then the seventh term. So T7. All right. They ask you to find the recursive, but I'm not going down that path. It's kind of yucky. All right. Now, this looks way harder than the last problems we did, but it's just as easy. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to write out the term just like we did in the last one with blanks. We're starting on the fourth term. Fourth term is 512. This is T4. So that means we're missing the first three terms. Okay. Then we have the sixth term, which means we're missing the fifth. Oh, wrote the two numbers backwards. All right. Give everybody a second to get that written, copied down. Does everybody understand why I have these here? They're giving us the fourth term, so we're missing the first three. We have the sixth term, so we're missing T5. All right. So now you're going to do the exact same thing we just did to find our R value. Okay? You got to figure out what we have to do to get our R value. Once you do that, all you simply do is multiply and divide. Okay? How many R values will it take us to get from T4 to T5? Micaiah.
I don't know.
Okay. Somebody want to help her out about Caleb? How many R values are you going to take to get from the fourth term to the sixth term?
I think 1.
Close. It's going to be 2. Okay. If I multiply by R, that takes me from the fourth term to the fifth term. And then I'm going to do it again to get from the fifth term to the sixth term. All right. If you remember back to the geometric terms, if we had 3 geometric means, it was 4 R values. When we had 4 geometric means, we had 5 R values. It's always one. We got to get from the fourth to the sixth. It's 2 terms. Okay. So see if you can find the R value created by that. I'll give you guys a minute to do that. Let's see. Anybody want to volunteer a guess what they got for their R value?
I got 16.0097.
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure that's correct or not. I don't think it is.
Nope. So here we go. So what we're going to do is it takes 2 R values. So that means R squared. And we're going to take the last term divided by the first term. 8,192.
Mr. Don, Kitty, if you're still in the building, would you come back to the main office? Thank you.
So in my calculator, I'll take 8,192 divided by 512. calculator.
Oh, it had a decimal point. I put a decimal point. I did it.
All right, I got 16 here.
Yeah, it's just
Yep.
16.
Now, what do I have to do with the R value? They have R squared. So in order to do that, I have to take the square root. Now, this is a R value, or the square root you should be able to do in your head. What is the square root of 16?
4.
4. All right. So our common ratio is 4. Now, when we do these problems, to go to the right, what do I do to find the next number?
Multiplied by 4.
Multiply by 4. So if we want to work backwards to get 1, we'll take each of these numbers and do the inverse operation. What's the opposite of multiplying by 4?
Division.
Divide.
Divide by 4. So in my calculator, 512 divided by 4, 128. 128 divided by 4, 32. 32 divided by 4. Therefore, what is my first term? My first term is 8. Everybody good there? Okay, now they want us to write this formula. And remember, when you write this formula, T of n and the n stay variables. So we're going to go T of n equals T1, 8. R value is 4 to the n minus 1. All right, now to finish this off, they want us to find the 7th term. Okay. What do I have over here? This is what term? That's my 6th term. So what do I do to the 6th term to get the 7th term?
You would multiply by 4.
All you have to do is multiply by 4. So in your calculator, 8,192 times 4, I get 32,768. The calculator just fell apart on me. That's awesome. All right. I'm going to give you guys, or any questions before we move on here? All right. Last example for the day is going to be example 2B. All right. Okay. So I just gave you the 4th term and the 6th term. This time I'm going to give you the 3rd term and the 6th term. So T3 is 75. And T6 is 9,375. Okay. Same thing. Find the common ratio, find the first term, find the explicit formula, find the 7th term. I'm going to give you about 3 minutes to do the whole problem, start to finish. All right. How we coming on this one? All right. I left the old one up there just so you kind of work off of it. All right. This time we have the third term and the sixth term, so 1 and 2 are missing and 4 and 5 are missing. T3 is 75. We don't know 4. We don't know 5. We know 6 is 9,375. All right. I have 2 missing blanks to get from here to here to here. How many R values is that going to be? How many times do we multiply by that common ratio to get from the third term to the sixth term? Alex, how about you?
It would be 3.
Okay. Times by R, times by R, times by R. 75 times R, that answer times R, and that answer times R gets me there. R to the third. Okay. Take the last term, divided by the first term. 9375 divided by 75. I take 9375 divided by 75. I get 125. Okay. Once we get this number, problem gets much easier. All right. Third root. If you don't know how to use the calculator, I'll stay online once we're done here so you can figure out how to use your calculator. Third root of 125. Riley Rumka, what's the third root of 125?
I have no clue how to do it on my phone. My phone's not like.
Jesse, you got it?
Yeah, 5.
5. Yep. Okay. So I could find the missing blanks up here, but they're not asking me to do that. They want me to go back and get the first term and the seventh term. Common ratio, 5. First term, okay? To get the next terms, you multiply by 5, multiply by 5, multiply by 5. To work backwards, we do the inverse operation. We divide by 5. All right? 75 divided by 5 is 15. Okay? 15 divided by 5 is 3. So our first term is 3. Okay? To write the explicit formula, okay? You need the first term in the common ratio. We just found both of those. T of n equals first term, 3, times ratio, 5. Then we just write n minus 1. All right, now to get the seventh term, all right, we have the sixth term, all right? All we have to do is take that number and multiply by 5. 9375 times 5. I have 46,875. Right? If they had asked for the 8th term, I'd multiply the 7th term by 5. Just do whatever you need to do to get to that next term. All right, any questions on this example? Okay. These are the people I'm going to mark absent unless I hear otherwise. Let me stop my recording here.